let's get into it. Let's start with the fun story, though. Can we start with the Nick Merks story? Oh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy. Every time, every time he starts trending, it's a good day for me. It's a very good day for me. Do you guys remember, really quick? I have to point it out. I have to point it out. Do you guys remember when I said that it's hilarious that you can tell everything about Nick Merks' personality just off of watching a couple minutes of him? Like just after watching even a little bit of Nick Merks months ago, I could tell exactly the type of person that he was. Believes in good old America, thinks our troops are fighting for freedom, loves a good truck. The bigger the better. As long as there's nothing in the bed. As long as there's nothing in the truck bed. And also, I brought it up then. I'll bring it up again. The old ball and chain. Am I right? I hate my wife. So let's watch it together, shall we? This should surprise no one in here. This should surprise no one in here. This is perfectly in line with the American dude bro that he encompasses.
Honey, I'm on stream and you're on speakerphone.
I just wanted to tell you I got so many plants for my butterfly garden, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm buying ladybugs, like a whole bunch of them.
That's great.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Ladybugs, they kill off other insects.
The ladybugs?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, you're an idiot. Bye.
Jesus Christ. That's great, honey. Jesus Christ, man. That's what we got going on in this shop. You know what I mean? I don't know how. I don't know how it's going over there. But over here. Honey, I'm on stream and you're on speakerphone.
Okay, that's the whole clip. Someone said it in the comments and the replies, but the M&M playing in the background lightly is just the cherry on top. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my God, a work of art. You couldn't write this shit. Oh my God, if you put this shit on SNL, people would think that you were being too exaggerative. I don't think that that's a word. It's amazing. I love it. I love it so much. And let's talk about a couple things, okay? There's a lot of people who saw this. 23 million views. Oh, I'd be so embarrassed if 23 million people saw me talking to my wife this way. Oh my gosh. Okay. Honest question, could it just be a shtick between his wife and him? Let's talk about a couple things. I'll get there. Don't worry. I'll get there. First, we're going to explore if it's a joke, and then we're going to explore if it's not a joke. All right? Now, a lot of people in the replies, no offense to anyone who's confused about this, but if you think that this was anything other than banter, you are sought, single, online, and maybe terminal. Stop trying to make saw a thing. Stop it. And as you would imagine, initially, all of the replies to this post were people saying, oh, women, am I right? Oh, women, am I right? And then there are also really sad replies like this. The people upset in the comments got me dying. I must not be married, LMAO. Don't let Girly Pop, don't let your husband treat you that way. Girly Pop. Oh, don't eat. Oh, God, no. Pizza Putt, thank you for the 3 months. Thank you. And I will show you guys real banter. I will show you guys some amazing banter. All right. She married the man knowing who he was? He's never going to be a horticulturist. You know, Me personally, when my partner gets invested in certain hobbies, I love seeing them happy, and I like to learn more about their hobbies. If it makes the person that I love so happy to do gardening, I want to know why it makes them so happy. Tell me more about this thing. I have never seen you light up this way. Please. I did not know that, by the way. I did not know ladybugs are good for keeping insects away from your butterfly garden. Why did you decide you wanted to start doing this? That's so cool. Okay, like, why did you pick specifically butterflies? What? So what do you need to do to make it what you want it to do? Or like make it to where you want it to? Sorry, that sentence was so fucked. I personally, regardless of the hobby, I'm always interested in learning. I'm always interested in knowing more. I'm always interested in seeing the things and participating in the things that make my partner happy, even if it's fucking tampering with a car or gardening or some other shit that I've never done in my life before. I am curious about the world, and I'm curious about the things that my partner likes. You're obviously not going to have all the same hobbies. That's obviously not. You're not going to have the same hobbies. No shit. It's going to be very rare that you run into, I thought you were going to say tampering with evidence. Sorry. Maybe tampering with a car wasn't the right thing. I'm talking about the people who do like car restorations, or they like to get like older bodies, older car bodies, and retrofit them. Stuff like that. Car files, project car. Yeah, because I don't know anything really about cars. It's not because I'm a woman. All right. It's because I'm a New Yorker. Please get your bigotry right before you speak. Just want everyone in here to know. But I don't know anything about that. I really don't know much about cars. So I would love to learn more about cars. And I've never had an interest to, but I think if my partner was interested, I would be like, ooh, cool. Yeah, let me know more. You think she listens to him talk about COD or cars? I mean, yeah, actually, I do. Yeah, actually. Generally speaking, if you have kids, you learn how to show interest in their hobbies and other people's hobbies, because I know, crazy, but kids are really stupid. Don't tell them I said that. So their hobbies are, look at this lion I drew, and it's the ugliest lion you've ever seen in your life. I could draw a better lion than that, you piece of shit kid. Talentless. Okay? And you have to show genuine interest in what they want and what makes them happy, because otherwise they are not going to feel comfortable being creative around you. They're not going to feel comfortable coming to you. They're not going to want to ever share anything with you if you just respond saying, oh, that's nice. Yeah. No, you want to be able to, connect with your kid and be like, whoa, you're really into trains? What do you like about trains? Whoa, yeah. You want to get a train? You have to show interest, and you want to show interest, and you should want to show interest. So yeah, actually, I do think if they have a kid, and she probably does most of the caring for the kid, and she probably is capable of listening to him talk about other stuff if she's capable of listening to like her kid talk about stuff. I won't ever let Denims babysit. The biggest curse that I have is that I don't really like being around children, but children love me. This is my burden to bear. It's terrible. And I'm like, I am such a pushover. I am the biggest pushover on the planet. So like, if a kid asks for my attention and is like, I went to the store and got some cheese and I fold immediately. I'm like, what type of cheese did you get? No, that's my favorite too. I fold immediately because I just can't be mean to a kid. It's like, it crushes my heart inside to be mean. But the entire time I'm like, man, I want to go home and play video games. So yeah. I'm like, even just thinking about it's like making me tear up, causing sadness in a poor child. It's like, they're so innocent. They don't deserve. They don't deserve to experience the cruel realities of the world just yet. I think they should enjoy their childhood before they're thrust into the current political climate that we're in. So, I also do like talking to kids like they're adults as well. Specifically, I think after the age of like 7 or like 6 or 7, I like to talk to them like they're adults, which I think kids also appreciate. I think kids appreciate not being like talked down to, and they appreciate being talked to like as if you're another person. So, regardless, uh, do they see you as one of them because you're so short? I'm not even short. I'm not even short. I mean, my girlfriend lets me rant about American imperialism, if I'm being honest. She barely cares about the specifics about how fucked up the US is. Yeah, I saw someone else said that their girlfriend will let them blabber about their Destiny 2 character. Yes. This goes back to I mean, honestly, I'll go back to the OG, The Second Sex, the book by Simone, which basically the best way I could explain it is that society is built the way that Pac-Man characters are built. Pac-Man is just a little yellow circle, but female Pac-Man is the yellow circle with a bow tie. The existence of women socially is a alteration of men. And so sort of inherently, women are expected to engage in the default, which is male, and engage with men's hobbies, men's work, but the opposite is not true. You can see this in the form of clothing choices. Women can wear jeans, they can wear pants, they can wear suits. In fact, many women do wear suits instead of dresses to like events and stuff. And that's fine. In fact, I don't know about you guys, but I think a lot of people see a hot woman in a suit, and there's something so sexy about a hot woman wearing a hot suit. It's like, oh my God. So there's that, right? But God forbid a man wear a dress. God forbid a man wear a skirt or wear something that's a little too frilly or wear something that's a little too pink or something that's a little too cute. And it's the core of it is just that women are allowed to engage with and are expected to engage with all things male, but the opposite is not true. Which is why there's lots of women who are like into male hobbies, but it feels like it's pretty rare to see the other way around. But I don't want to get too deep into that conversation because I could fucking talk about that all day, all night. Sorry, I was gonna friendly fire, but I'm gonna be nice. I'm not gonna friendly fire. Someone in chat wrote something that looked like it was written by like the very typical suburban white man. And I don't want to be mean. Okay, moving on. I'm not gonna engage anymore. Okay. So, yes, I don't think actually it's that hard of a ask to request that your partner be genuinely interested in the things that you're interested in. And that's not going to always be the case, to be clear. It's not always going to be the case that you're going to be interested in everything. There's going to be some things that are really boring to listen to. And there are some things that you can honestly just say, I'm going to be real. Talk to me about anything else. I just can't with this topic. I love you. I love listening to you talk. I've struggled to be invested in this. I guess it's just not my thing. Or even I'm really busy right now. Or I'm just really tired. I'm not trying to be dismissive. I just don't want to talk about anything right now. But let me know if you need anything. I should feel better later. You know, you can do any of these things. You don't have to be like, he doesn't care about gardening. What do you want? Yes? You know what I hate more than anything? When women bring up anything while I'm playing Call of Duty. God, doesn't she know? Honey, I love you, but I cannot I cannot bear to listen to another conversation about the Stardew Valley mods that you have. Please, babe, you're tearing this relationship apart. But my fiance humors me talking about video games when I'm excited, even when she's a busy, super busy medical professional who could not give a shit less. Yeah. Also, there's like it's a bit what's the term? You're being a bit overconfident to assume that there's nothing interesting that your partner could bring up in a passion that they have that you don't have. There's even, it doesn't matter what the passion is, there's probably something that's there to be learned or something there to be enjoyed. I disagree with the notion that these are my hobbies, that's her hobbies. That's it. I think there's actually a good chance that most people would enjoy most hobbies if they gave them a good, genuine, honest try. And I think a lot of people who stop like halfway, it's because they don't understand they haven't gotten past the hurdle, the very initial hurdle. A very good example is trying to get your partner into video games when they aren't into video games. And their position is just, why do you like this so much? And it's like, you don't understand. It's fun. And if you can get them into just one game, they will completely understand everything. They'll be like, oh, I fucking get it. I understand. I understand the pleasure that you experience. The problem is, however, there's a very, I would say steep hurdle to get past to get into video games. And I think a lot of us experienced that hurdle when we were much younger. And so we don't really notice it anymore. It's not there anymore. Because, I was playing video games at 7 years old. And I experienced the difficult parts of video games then. And I experienced the problem-solving aspect then, when I had nothing better to do because I was a kid. And so now as an adult, I can appreciate video games because I understand what I'm walking into. I have my expectations set correctly. Yeah, the Walking Dead Telltale games are very good. They're a very good intro to gaming. Yes, I totally agree. True, I got an ex into video games by watching me play Last of Us. She liked it because it's basically like movie quality experience. Yeah, I disagree that it's like there are gamers and then there are non-gamers and then there are fake gamers that play Candy Crush. Saying Candy Crush in 2024 is very embarrassing though. So I need to find a better example to use for this exact conversation because nobody plays Candy Crush anymore. But basically mobile gamers is what I'm talking about. But it's not that those people don't like video games. It's that they don't understand why you like video games. They don't get it because they haven't experienced it. They haven't experienced the pleasures. And in the same way, chances are most of us don't garden or don't like gardening because, well, we either don't have a yard because we're all broke and live in apartments, or because we don't have green thumbs. It's like, it feels like every time I plant something, it fucking dies. But it's dying because I don't know what I'm doing. Since my previous experience trying to garden, I've learned a lot. If you have a plant that has too many roots and it's in too small of a container, you have to get a bigger container. If a plant starts having leaves that die, you need to trim them off. Maybe your plant is getting too much light when it is not a plant that is meant to get that much light. There are some plants that are meant to sit in zero light. There are some plants that are meant to sit in shade. They're only supposed to get light indirectly. And there are some plants that they need direct light to stay alive. Some plants need a lot of water. Some plants don't need a lot of water. Denims rolls necrotic damage when she tries to plant stuff. Yes. So that's my point, right? And sometimes it's like soil quality is very important. There's a bunch of stuff that's very, very important. And I would probably experience a lot more pleasure gardening if I understood it better, but I don't understand it very well. So it's a bit hard to want to garden. My best friend wasn't into video games at all until I showed her fighting games like Mortal Kombat, and now she competes in tournaments and she's crazy good. Yeah. And it's just because it takes a bit of time for you to start getting good at the thing and understanding it and not being total dog shit at it. I'm sure everyone in here who plays any type of video game, you remember your first experience. I remember the first time I tried a shooter. God bless that I had a wonderful friend that brought me into a wonderful TF2 server. And all of the people in that TF2 server were really, really nice. They were all genuinely cool people. And they would see that it was me controlling the character and they wouldn't kill me. Because they were like, 12 years old. She's never played a game in her life. Let's just walk past her. She's not going to kill us. And I was like allowed for the first like month of playing, I was allowed to just exist on the server and miss every single shot. And no one killed me because it was like, this is unfair. You're just not going to have fun. You're just going to die over and over and over and over again. So I had a very good first experience, but not everyone's first FPS experience is like that. Some people, they dive right into it and it's a terrible learning experience. Oh man, it's not good. And then I started getting better. I started playing just like medic because medic is pretty easy relative to other classes because you don't really need aim. And then I slowly started, building my arsenal up. I can't play spy though. That's too hard. That's fucking too hard, dude. No. Oh my God. I don't know how people played that guy. I could never pretend to be a French person. That's the most difficult part for me. Gasm. Insomnia, the TF2 community is quite unique like that. Yeah. My girlfriend said I couldn't use her credit card to gift subs and buy biddies. Should I dump her? Immediately. Why are you even asking me that question? And you should steal her card immediately. Andre, thank you so much for the 2 months. Hi. Okay, so let's get back on topic, shall we? Let's rewatch the video because I feel like I forgot what was in the video and I want to rewatch it as a refresher.
Honey, I'm on stream and you're on speakerphone.
I just wanted to tell you, I got so many plants for my butterfly garden, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm buying ladybugs, like a whole bunch of them.
That's great.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Ladybugs, they kill off other insects.
The ladybugs?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, you're an idiot. Bye.
Jesus Christ. That's great, honey.
And Biden's proctologist. Thank you for the tier 1.
Jesus Christ, man. That's what we got going on in this shop. You know what I mean? I don't know how. I don't know how it's going over there. Over here.
Don't worry, he'll change his mind once they put gardening into the next COD. Okay, I want to just say one other thing. This is the most cringe thing that you can do, by the way. Have a hobby that's very geeky, but not be interested in any other hobbies. Can you imagine you're a fucking nerd like the rest of us and you play fucking video games, but gardening is too sissy for you? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Please. Stop. Stop it. You're posting cringe. You're posting cringe. And he's a sports nerd. Oh my God. I didn't understand sports at all. It's not because I'm not in shape, okay? To be clear. I didn't understand the appeal of watching other people play sports. And then I started watching esports. And I understood the appeal. Because you're watching people at like the peak level compete. Now, I'm not going to watch any fucking football. I'm not watching any games, to be clear. You're not going to convince me to do that. I guess if I if I had to, I would. And I've been to a couple baseball games before. They're terrible, don't go. But I understand. I understand now why people like sports. Via esports, I understand. And it's again, it's just like you get to watch people at like the peak perform, and you have to, like at that level, these people are so good. They could crush anyone. But they're also competing against people that are also so good. And I didn't get that until, again, watching esports, like watching people who play Widow, who are Soldier, like hit scan, right? And they could crush in any lobby. You could watch these people play their ranked games. They just kill everything and then they just win their games because they're just so much better. Like the pro players in the Overwatch League that doesn't exist anymore are so much better than even just like the top 500 because they train so hard and they spend like 12 hours every single day at their fucking computer doing scrims. But you have to watch these people compete against other people that are as good as they are. And that is cool. That's really cool. And they make it look so fucking easy. That's the coolest part about it. So now I understand. Now I get it. I get the appeal. Actual DPS diff, yeah. It's really cool because if you watch, nobody cares, but if you watch like sniper versus sniper, like Widow versus Widow fights, I think it's one of the newer maps on Overwatch. And if you watch the Widowmaker 1v1s, they are so terrified of the other Widowmakers. You watch these people stream, they have balls of steel. They don't care if they're totally exposed. They know they have a faster reaction time and better aim than anyone else. They will be out in the open and kill everything. And then when you watch the professional games, they are hugging corners. They're like so terrified. They like peek for half a second. And they're like, okay, I got to go to a different place. They go to a different vantage point. Peek for 2 seconds. Not even half a second. And it's hilarious because you will see these pro games. The Reinhardt drops the shield for 2 seconds and the Widowmaker's dead. Like literally, the shield drops for half a second and someone's been sniped. Like you have to play at the highest level and that's cool. That's really cool. So again, I didn't understand sports and then I understood it afterward. But this is a perfect example of chances are the hobbies that you look down upon, the hobbies that you think are silly or cringe or you're above them, chances are there's actually something interesting in that. And there's a reason people like it. There's a reason lots of people like it. If my little shit likes football and not Magic the Gathering, he's getting disowned. He comes off a lot like a stereotypical jock who tries way too hard to cover up any chance that they might get perceived as nerdy. Yeah, but like, dude, nerdy is so in. It's so fetch right now to be nerdy. Professional gardeners rise up. I mean, even cooking is a good example. I think a lot of people think that in the modern day and age, a lot of people think that cooking is very feminine, but you can go and watch professional male chefs show how much time and effort and labor and detail goes into every single dish. And you can see that it's a fucking art and a science. Like, I think the best example, when we used to watch Kitchen Nightmares and we used to watch Hell's Kitchen a little bit, they had this one challenge in Hell's Kitchen where, if anyone who doesn't know Hell's Kitchen, basically it's just 2 teams of chefs and yeah, or like cooks, I don't know what they're called. And they compete to win certain rewards. And the other team has to sit in the fucking kitchen and do all the prep for the kitchen. Peel all the potatoes, get all the mash ready, the boring shit that takes forever. And the winning team gets to enjoy like a day out and relax. So they're called foodmancers. Stop. One of the challenges was being able to take a piece of salmon and cut down that piece of salmon to 6 ounces just visually. And you were allowed to be off by like a little bit, like a couple grams here and there. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was kind of cool that these people could eyeball a piece of fish, cut it down to size, and when it went on the scale, it was exactly that weight. I think that that's pretty fucking impressive that you can look at a piece of food or like a piece of fish and be able to just visually cut it down to an exact weight consistently. That's really impressive. That's really, really, really impressive. That's really, really cool. But that's just like one example. One example. Maybe that's not that cool to you. Maybe there are other things that are cooler to you. That's how I am with boobs. Yeah, I just need one grab of the boobs and I can tell you what cup size you are. It's a pretty impressive skill. Any ladies? Oh, God. I stole that joke from chat. Smile. Okay. At a restaurant I used to work at, one of our prep guys could perfectly eye out any weight of meat. It was insane. That's so cool. That's really cool. Okay. So I covered that basically. Just like the TLDR of no one is saying that you're going to have the same hobbies as your partner. And I'm even going to go further and say that sometimes there are just going to be things that you're going to enjoy and your partner's just not going to enjoy. And that's okay. It's okay to have some things that you enjoy and your partner doesn't enjoy, or the other way around. But I do think you should give it a chance because you might actually find out that you like doing that thing if you give it a chance. And I always like to use the video game example because it's the best example. Because when you try and show video games to people who don't like games, they're just like, I'm not going to like this. And you're like, if you just try it, you would love it. You would be as addicted as I am. I understand not everyone is going to be a variety gamer, but there's something out there for everyone. There's a game for everyone. I promise. And it's because games are built for your dopamine receptors. You know, I like a nice variety of games. I love different genres of games. The only games that I don't really play are platformers because they get me too mad. They get me too mad. It makes me so angry to play a platformer and fail the same jump 100 times. I can't. I can't do it. All other genres of games, I'm down for. I'm down. A nice relaxing session of League. The only thing that is relaxing about League is playing Nautilus and having your ADC kill everyone that you hook. And then running away and never dying because you're Nautilus. That is the only good part of League. After playing Nautilus, I will never play anything else. I thought I wanted to play mid lane, and then I realized I'm not a masochist. All right. Pyke support best. Yeah, I mean, Pyke is just like, I'm so scared when I'm playing Pyke. I feel so squishy when I'm playing Pyke. But when I'm playing Nautilus, I'm like, me big, strong man, me not going to die. Feels good. Yeah, I just feel so tanky. Moving on, regardless. My buddy's a spreadsheet autistic. The things he does on Excel are insane. He min-maxes everything. He would get a sick pleasure from MMOs that thrive off of gear optimizations and stuff, but I cannot convince him. I've told you guys before that I was heavily addicted to MMOs to the point where I swore off all MMOs because I can't control myself, and I will dedicate 12 hours a day every single day to that MMO. Like, I will do all my dailies. I will do my weeklies. I will do my raids. I will manage the raids. I will be the raid leader. But one of the most maybe embarrassing things to normies that I did was I had a spreadsheet made specifically to track market prices because I also love manipulating markets. It's how I got really rich in Tarkov. Back when Tarkov had bartering before hackers destroyed that game, it used to be the case that you could go into a raid, pick up some random items, a fucking motor or some wires, and you could sell it on the market. And you could also buy items on the market and sell them. Now you can only buy them if you just got them from a raid because of people who were like paying money to get items in the game and stuff, and that's the only way to curb the behavior. But there was a thing that you could do in the game with the market system where you could barter things. So you could tell people, hey, I'll give you one motor for like 4 wires. And the reality is the wires go for like 10K a piece, but the motor only goes for 30K. So you're running a profit. And people would take those barters. People would be like, well, I really want a motor and I have 4 wires, so here you go. And I had a racket going, dude. Lock Madness, think for the 10 months, I had a fucking racket going. What the fuck are you going on about? Yeah, listen, all right? Look, listen. It was great. I made millions. I made millions on that market. You know the story about the guy who, like, you know, I had like a, what's it, the story where like it's one guy who has one item and then he keeps trading it up and up and up and up. What's that? What story is that? What am I thinking of? The red paperclip? Paperclip to house. That's what I did. That's what I did in Tarkov. Unironically. Is it this one? One red paperclip. McDonald made his first trade, a red paperclip for a fish-shaped pen. On July 14, he went to Vancouver, traded the paperclip for a fish-shaped pen. He then traded the pen the same day for a hand-sculpted doorknob. He traveled to Massachusetts with a friend.
Denims. When I played Tarkov, I had a corrugated tube in a dream. Feel strong, man.
He traded the doorknob for a camp stove. And then he traded the camp stove for a Honda generator. He then traded the Honda generator for an empty keg. An IOU for filling the keg of the beer, blah, blah, blah. Okay. He traded the instant party to Quebec comedian radio personality for a Ski-Doo snowmobile. Then he trades the snowmobile for the 2-person trip to British Columbia. Then he trades that for a box truck. And then he trades that for a recording contract with Metalworks. He then trades that for a year's rent. He then trades that for an afternoon with Alice Cooper. He trades that for a Kiss motorized snow globe, then trades that for the film, for a role in the film Donna on Demand, and then he trades that for a 2-story farmhouse. The TLDR is that's what I did. I would give people stuff. I would go to Interchange, scav, grab all the shit, and I could tell immediately, like I had like Mr. Krabs' eyes. I was like I had VR in that game where I was like, wires 40K. Okay, let me grab some of this. Okay, let me grab this. And then eventually your backpack gets too full. And so I would start dumping stuff, but I knew how much every single product was worth based on the squares it took up in your backpack. So like something that was a 4-square item, it had to make up as much money as like the 1-square items 4 times over. And so I was like dropping stuff. I was like, okay, this would bring me the most money. And then I go, leave, take everything, perfect. And then, is this girl autism? No. And then I made millions. That's all you need to know. And then I did red card trading so I could get rep to 1,000 so that I could have infinite trades on the market. And then I got to play Tarkov the way that Tarkov is meant to be played, with a full kit. Because having a dog shit kit and dying head eyes to the same stupid fucking bullshit is not fun. It's not fucking fun. I don't want to see head eyes ever again in my fucking life. Moving on. See, what you guys are doing for me is what Nick Merks is not capable of doing for his wife. Listening to me ramble about my hobbies. That's how easy it is, guys. This is how easy it is. If you guys can do it, he can do it. This is why I had to stop playing MMOs. Oh, thank you for getting me back on track. Right. I had to stop playing MMOs because I did the same sort of thing. Not exactly, but the MMO that I played, Blade and Soul, it had these transformation stones. and you needed like 4 of these like stupid rocks or something to make one of these transformation stones. And I think one of the transformation stones, the market would change a lot because every 4 months, every quarter, there was a treasure trove where whales would start spending so much money, and the products would like the market would get so inflated with goods that everything would be so much cheaper. And so I would wait after every treasure trove, buy out everything on the market for like 250 gold a piece, and then sell them later for 350 gold a piece. And it was a great price. But occasionally it would be the case that creating one was better or cheaper than buying one outright. And you have to understand, you have to take into account probability, because there was a chance of failure when you made transformation stones. It was like a 20% chance of failure. And so I had a spreadsheet that tracked this, and it also pulled from like the API of like this website that tracked market prices. And so it was like constantly fresh. So I could know whether or not, just by going to my spreadsheet, whether or not it was cheaper to craft them in that exact moment or to buy them, even taking into account the probability of failure. And that was, oh my God. I have never experienced joy like that since. It's like the things I love best: numbers and video games. Oh my gosh. Okay. Denbo should have been a stocks bro. Guys, I went to business school. What do you use for dark mode Wikipedia? This is just Dark Reader. It's just called Dark Reader. And it works for all the websites, basically, unless you want to turn it off for a particular website. Okay. All right. Excel brain. Stop. I really love Excel. It makes me really happy. Okay. It brings me joy. But also, I am enough of a market nerd to know that capitalism is dog shit as a system. Because what I do in video games is what real people do in the real world with fucking stonks. And it's cheating. And you shouldn't be able to do that in the real world. In the same way that when I play RimWorld, I want to be able to harvest people's organs. I don't want people to do that in the real world, though. I just want to be able to do it in my video games. Okay? Just because you engage in min-maxing in video games does not mean you want that in the real world. Econ bros are ostracized from STEM, so they say, know your social cons. Nightly, thank you so much for 12 months. All right, apologies. Let's go back. Let's return back to the original conversation. So yeah, I think we covered that. I think we covered the topic of, actually, I don't think it's that big of a request to care about the things that your partner cares about. And to at least try and show some interest. I think that that's okay. I think it's okay to request that of a person, of another human being. I think that that's actually fine to request that of someone else. Now, let's move on to the second thing, okay? 91 Top, thank you for the raid. Welcome. Let's move on to the next thing. It's just a joke. Now, let me address the obvious. We have been making I hate my wife jokes for like a century. Can we get some new material? Please? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Maybe the joke was funny the first 100 times. It's not funny the millionth time. You really only have 4 Twitter notifications. I have OCD, so I need to click them all the time and clear them all the time. So I usually don't have notifications. So like I was saying, can we please move past the old ball and chain jokes? It's not funny when you hear the same joke hundreds of times, thousands of times. This is like basic comedy. If you read any book on comedy and understanding comedy, one of the core things about comedy is comedy exhaustion. You can only tell one joke so many times before it stops being funny. The first time somebody said, "What about airline food?" It was funny. Now it's not funny anymore. It just is not. That's just how humor works. You can only say one joke so many times before it just starts becoming kind of cringe and not funny anymore. Brandon Wolf, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you. I got my wife into Elden Ring and I've never regretted anything more in my life. She loves it too much. This is a I love my wife joke. Yeah. So I want to just say that's my first problem with this. My first problem with this is just the joke is just not funny. You could not explain. If you can't explain why a joke is funny, chances are it's not funny. And if this is banter or this is just being funny, it's just not a good joke because it's not original. I've heard it a million times. Everybody's heard it a million times. And quite honestly, get some new material, man. Oh my goodness. I'm not claiming to be a funny person, but Christ, at least I don't pretend like I'm telling original jokes or funny jokes that have been used a million times before. So there's that statement. The next statement that I would like to make on the topic of joking is, because let's indulge these people. Let's indulge the universe where he's just joking. He's just bantering with his wife. Which brings me to, I forgot to ask this at the beginning of the stream. Does anyone know the name of that one streamer who kissed her mod on stream? And like fucking, what's his name? Moist Critical made a video on it. Maybe if I just find Moist Critical's video, it should show up in there. What does Joe Rogan say? Comedy's the last line of defense. I'm sus about your ability to quote Joe Rogan, but I appreciate it. I feel like this is a lame bro joke that women put up with. I mean, yeah. Gotham, thank you for the 12 months. Thank you. Sup, Caitlin. Yes. So let's, most of you, I think, already know where I'm going with this. But for anyone who doesn't know the situation, the Sup Caitlin situation, let's look for it so that you guys can see the clip. I guess like one's if you've seen the clip that I'm talking about, two's if you have not seen the clip. Okay, most of you have seen it, but for the people who haven't, God bless your soul, I'm about to make your life objectively worse. If only I could find the Moist Critical video on it. What was it? Was this a month ago? Here it is. He titled it Saddest Twitch Stream Ever.
When it comes to sad, pathetic things on the internet, I feel like I've seen it all. I'm like the Oracle from the Matrix. Nothing surprises me anymore. Yet, today I bore witness to something so tragically embarrassing on Twitch that it's making me reflect, and it's put me in a very somber state. I feel as though I'm at a funeral service. A streamer invited one of her mods to hang out with her in real life, and then did a stream that was an hour and 25 minutes of agonizing, miserable, inhumane torture. Waterboarding would have felt more pleasant for this mod, I imagine. She spends the entire stream basically just insulting him. He is the butt of every one of her jokes, and she kind of just reduces him to a spittoon for her and her chat to spit in and make fun of. Now, I think punching bags get treated with more respect than this guy did, and it only got worse the longer the stream went on. She had a donation goal where if the stream gave her $500, she would kiss him.
Oh, God, fuck. Sorry, one more shot, guys. If you ever want to get drunk really fast, just have to kiss till you'll be fucked up by the time the night's over.
That is soul-crushingly mean-spirited. That is downright diabolical. Saying, if you want to get drunk, just try and kiss Dilly, you'll be fucked up by the end of the night. Saying that you have to be hammered to want to kiss this guy. And this is the attitude for the entire stream. So she makes it pretty clear that she can't really stand to be around him unless she is extraordinarily drunk. So the whole time she is drinking throughout the stream, they reach the donation goal, so now she's obligated to give him a little smooch.
Can't do it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Can you come closer?
Like this close? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Whenever you're ready.
Can you pucker up? Pucker up.
This is I have small lips.
You just nodded on me. You just nodded on me.
This is my allergy.
You went, little snots went on my leg.
It did?
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right, come on.
Okay, okay.
My poor ears. Okay. Like I said, anyone here who knows about the situation knows where I'm going with this. She tweeted out afterward, after this became a huge deal, that she was not expecting it to be a huge deal, that it was a joke. Everyone knows that that's the joke. That is a character that she plays, and it is banter. In fact, her mod, there's an interview Hassan did with the mod. I haven't watched it, but the mod himself has said, I have no reason to lie. Me and Kate have been friends for some time now. Outside of streaming, she's done a lot for me in my personal growth. I want people to understand that I'm doing well. I value our friendship, and I understand what she said can be hurtful. I decided to come to Kate's to make my vacation worthwhile. It was my idea for us to do streams together, knowing that there would be some jokes and banter. I have no regrets on being her friend and doing content with Caitlin. And she even says, all jokes aside, Dilly and I are actually friends, and the jokes made in the stream were purely for content and just like some photos of them hanging out at conventions and like after parties and stuff like that. And she made a longer statement. It looks like maybe she deleted it. I'm not surprised that she deleted it because she got super harassed after all of this. She also said, none of you know me, Dilly, or how our relationship is IRL. I've already apologized to him privately. There's no animosity between either of us. The stream was staged. You guys are more upset than he is and are trying to make him a victim when he doesn't even see himself as one. And what I'm trying to say about this, okay? I mean, yeah, I scrolled through her content and you can see in her content, this is like a bit that she does with other people. This is not him. This is someone else. And she's doing like a step on me joke. I promise you, this guy walked up to her and asked her for this. This is, I think, a completely different guy. Like she plays like this dommy mommy character. Why would she feel the need to apologize? I mean, she could apologize for a lot of things. She could apologize for like, hey, I'm sorry if like the bit actually did hurt your feelings. I'm sorry if like you got a lot of harassment. You have a lot of people in your DMs making you feel bad. Or like trying to convince you that like how you feel isn't authentic. I'm sorry if you have gotten any harassment, or I'm sorry if anyone's made fun of you. You could apologize for a lot of things without necessarily taking back what you did. Now, I'm not going to speculate and say whether or not this was a joke, whether or not this was real content. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know either of these people personally. I think sitting here and trying to assume is really silly. The mod also did a bunch of interviews. He did an interview with Hassan and he basically said like, no, like we're friends. I requested to be on her stream and do content with her because I thought it would be fun. I did not get my feelings hurt. Like we're having a good time. Like stop trying to like make a GoFundMe. I'm good. I'm fine. Jesus. It's fine. Like if I didn't want to be there, I wouldn't have been there. Now, is he like potentially blinded and he doesn't realize that maybe he is being taken advantage of? Maybe. Is it possible that it's just totally a joke? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know either of these people. They didn't actually make a GoFundMe, to be clear. I was just talking about how extreme people were about this. I don't know either of these people. I think speculating when you don't know these people personally is really silly. And I'm going to say, I'm not sure. The point that I'm going to make, though, is that, in my opinion, the people who are saying, where did I put the tweet? The people who are saying that Nick Merks is just joking and just pretending to be an asshole to his wife, none of those people believed Caitlin when she said, I'm just pretending to be an asshole. I'm just pretending to be mean and not care about this person. if there's like a Venn diagram, they don't even touch. They don't touch at all. And I'm just asking for consistency. That's all. That's all I'm asking for. I just want some consistency. If somebody tells you it's just a joke and you don't believe them, but then when you see a guy being kind of rude to his wife on stream, you immediately run and say, it's just banter, it's just a joke, it's just for fun. I question your judgment because you are very clearly someone who is very biased and cannot experience any consistency in your life for some reason. So that's you. I think I explained what I'm trying to talk about. Now, again, like I said, I don't know. If I don't know someone personally, I'm not going to make judgments or say anything about their life. I don't know. Maybe they're happy. Maybe Nick Merks and his wife are happy and she doesn't care. I don't know their life. I don't care about their life. I'm not going to go on Twitter and be like, LOL, they're going to get divorced. I don't know them. In the same way that I also don't know Sup Caitlyn or her mod. And so I'm not going to be like, oh, he's being abused. He's being abused for content. I don't know them. I can't comment on people's relationship who I don't know personally. I can, however, say, if you're someone who will call this a joke, I will play the clip again because it's been so long since we last played it. And I feel like you need to watch it again and again to really memorize what's in there. If you say that this is just a joke, I think you also have to be consistent and agree or be like, okay, yeah, she was also joking when she did this. You can pretend to be an asshole. And until you are given evidence that you're actually an asshole or that person is actually an asshole, you should just assume that it's just joking. And I don't feel like the people who are going and defending Nick Merks and dick riding and doing tricks on it are the same people who were defending Sup Caitlyn and her mod. And I'm just asking for consistency. That's all. If he's allowed to be a dick as a joke, I think women are allowed to be dicks as a joke. That's it. That's me. Now, of course, my problem... Let me play it again so you guys can see. For anyone, again, who hasn't seen it or for a refresher.
Honey, I'm on stream and you're on speakerphone.
I just wanted to tell you, I got so many plants for my butterfly garden, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm buying ladybugs, like a whole bunch of them.
That's great.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Ladybugs, they kill off other insects.
The ladybugs?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, you're an idiot. Bye.
Jesus Christ. That's great, honey. Jesus Christ, man. That's what we got going on in this shop. You know what I mean? I don't know how. I don't know how it's going over there. Over here. Honey, I'm on.
So that was what people are calling a joke, and they're like, he's just pretending to be an asshole. Obviously, they're just banter. Now, here's the problem for me, I guess. The problem that I have with this is the same problem that I had with like the Sup Caitlyn drama about her being like, I don't want to kiss my mod, which is like, how long can you pretend to be an asshole before your personality is just you being an asshole? When we don't see the other stuff. The troll's dilemma? Yeah, this is like Schrodinger's asshole. I don't know. I personally disagree with playing a character or making a joke that's mean-spirited unless everyone is on board and it's very obvious that it's a joke. If he ended that with, no, I love you, honey, I'll see you later, I'd be like, oh, he was just bantering. I would have defended him immediately. I'd be like, oh, he's just bantering. He doesn't end it that way. He ends it complaining and being like, that's what my life is like. Oh my God. To his chat. And it's like, okay. A good example of this, in my opinion, is Cutie Cinderella. When Cutie Cinderella, this is like ancient Twitch lore memes. When Cutie used to go on like Austin's Lover hosts, she played this character that was like a total bitch, like a crazy bitch. And she has such like piercing blue eyes. They're open. They're just like all the time. It's so powerful. She's like, she looks into your soul. And she would be like a complete monster to some of the women on the stream. But then she would go on her own stream and she would show who she actually is. And she's like, guys, the Austin show, it's all just a joke. We're friends. Everyone knows that we're friends. It's a joke. And she would be her genuine self. It's kind of like Seer. Seer is another good example. When Seer is doing like bits of like, oh, I'm a serial killer. I'm collecting body parts. It's obvious because you get to see Seer in a lot of other instances where he's very clearly a genuine person. When you don't see that genuine part, it starts to question, people start to question whether or not your joke of being an asshole is a joke or not a joke. And that's the problem that I experience. So in the same way that like, this doesn't sit right with me, this also doesn't sit right with me. I don't agree with playing an asshole character unless it's very obvious to everyone that you are playing the asshole character and people should be making fun of you and you're in on it. Very Always Sunny in Philadelphia type. You enjoy watching the characters, but you recognize that all of those characters are terrible people. But that's you know that they're playing that character. No, Seer is like a genuinely very nice person. He's one of the nicest people in the content space. Genuinely. Like I've had very few interactions, but every interaction I've had has been so polite and has been so genuine. And I feel like in the content space, there are a lot of content creators who, as you guys would imagine, have big egos. And if they're talking to someone that they don't know, it's like, oh, you're not famous enough because I can't recognize you. And they treat you poorly because of it, or they don't care to talk to you. So I have a lot of respect for content creators that are not like that. That like every single person is a person and you should treat them with respect. And every single time I've ever had an interaction with him, he's always been super polite. It always felt like that he was actually engaging in conversation. And it didn't ever feel like he was like annoyed. It's like, oh, this Who Omega talking to me, which I have a lot of respect for. I have a lot of respect for people like that. And there are a good handful of those people, by the way. There are a lot of those people. It just sucks that, the other people exist. Not to go off of, who is this? Seer? C-Y-R. Austin streamer with OTK. I don't even know what he streams. Variety, I think. So, and also I like to, whenever I can, if I have a platform, I would like to use my platform to shed light on the people who, in my opinion, are genuinely cool, good people. And I would like to defend people that I think are good people. Obviously, if someone does something that makes me question them, I will retract my statements, but I have no reason to believe that. There was something I was going to respond to. It's so bad to make insult bait because it'll spread to other women creators. Yeah, and this, again, sort of the same thing. It's like playing an asshole is like, you have to do it well. If you're going to play the character of I am an asshole, you have to do it well, and it has to be a little bit obvious to everyone what you're doing. Big Dick Moon just pretends to be bald. No, that's Nesua. Nesua has stolen bald valor. He can grow hair, and he shaves and pretends to be bald. Can you believe it? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to say it. I'm going to shed light on this. Okay. Now, that's sort of how I feel about the people saying that, oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. And I just think, A, if the best you can come up with is, I hate my wife, you're probably not a great comedian. And B, if a lot of the jokes that you make are jokes at other people's expense, I question when that character drops. If that character drops. All this weird and objective, an actor plays an asshole, are we to assume he's an asshole? What? No, acting is very obviously different. Acting is literally a job. That person is acting. You know that they're acting. But even those people still will assume that that person is a bad person, which is why actors get treated really poorly after shows. The guy who plays King Joffrey in Game of Thrones is like this kid. He was like 14 maybe. He plays like this like insufferable prince. And he is an amazing actor. Oh my God. I hated that character. I hated that character so much. That was such a sadistic fucking character. That guy is an amazing fucking actor. And I don't know if he's taking a hiatus or what, but he stopped acting because people treat him so fucking poorly. People treat him as if he is the character that he's playing. And it's fucked up, you know? It's just the kid who played Anakin in Phantom Menace quit acting after the hate that he got from Degen fans. Skylar from Breaking Bad. The woman who played Cersei got spit on in public. It's just sad. Like the guy who played Draco Malfoy got no work after because everyone thought he was an asshole, which is fucked up because for an actor to come off as a genuinely bad person, like a piece of shit, that takes some fucking acting. Are you kidding me? That is impressive. I think if you can make me hate the character, you're an amazing actor. Oh my God. He was 20 when he played Jeffrey? What the fuck? He looked like he was 14. God damn. But then again, the woman who plays Ellie from The Last of Us, she's 19 years old, but the show, like the makeup and the hair and the clothes department, and I guess obviously like her face, she looks like she's 14. In reality, she's 19 years old, well 20 now. She's a whole ass adult. And she does not look like an adult in the show. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. It is they, them pronouns. My apologies. Totally forgot. But they don't look like they're 20. They look like they're 12. And the acting is so good. They even act like a kid. When I watched that, I had no idea that they were 20. I had no fucking idea that they were 20. It surprised me. It genuinely shocked me. So, moving to the next point, there are ways to joke with your partner or your significant other. That the joke is at one of your expenses, but the joke is still funny. I know, crazy. Really, really insane. But I wanted to show like an example. This is, I think, there's this channel. They do a lot of like content, a lot of comedy content together. And you guys know I'm a YouTube Shorts watcher because I'm a fucking boomer, I guess. This is the millennial in me showing. And there are jokes made at both of their expenses, but they're funny. Like I am laughing. I laugh my ass off when I watch some of these. This one's really good. This entire one is just making fun of the woman. It's just him making fun of his wife, but it's hilarious. It says, acting like my wife. The best of acting like my wife. So he's pretending to be his wife.
Taylor, I said I needed help. Taylor, I don't know how I got it up here. Can you come get it off me now? Okay, so don't be mad, but this TV was so heavy, and so I kind of dinged it a little, and, well, we've been saying we wanted a new one. Because, Taylor, if they get their hand under here and they, like that, look at that mess that I just put on my head. quit. I'm taking progress pictures. It's normal. Which one should it look like I'm reading? Taylor, it's because you're hovering. Okay, so first warning sign. 1, 2. That is not going to be enough for me. Okay, we're going to have to go down and get a few more. There's a little D on it. And it was so cheap. We could use it as decoration. So I bought 3 of them.
Oh, the TV one is like, it's just so good. I have to one more.
Taylor, I said I needed help. Taylor, I don't know how I got it up here. Can you come get it off me now? Okay, so don't be mad, but this TV was so heavy, and so I kind of dinged it a little. And, well, we've been saying we wanted a new one. Because...
That is so woman-coded. That entire interaction is so woman-coded. Like, okay, don't be mad, but... Okay. Ooh. Okay. Whew. Sorry. Control myself. My point is, this entire skit is just him making fun of his wife. Yes, we all agree. It's him poking fun at her. That's the entire thing. It's just him poking fun of her and being like, yeah, you spilled those because I was hovering. Oh, okay, all right, yeah, sure, yeah. She's laughing too? Yeah. I mean, I think also someone else enjoying, and I think someone else having fun with the joke is also kind of important. Maybe I'm just like a fucking weak ass liberal and I just am a victim of bullying, and so now I'm a little baby. I get really sad when people feel left out of the joke, and I get really sad when people experience like the SpongeBob Sandy moment where it's like, what about squirrels? It just makes me sad because everybody else gets to enjoy it except for that person. So we should try and make jokes that you can make fun of people, but everyone is having fun, including the person you're making fun of. Another good example of this is, there's this, yes, there is this couple that run a TikTok or a YouTube or whatever, and one of them is blind, and his husband pranked him by moving the furniture around, so he thought he walked into the wrong apartment. And let me pull it up because it's very funny. It's very, very, very funny. Hold up. And I want to find the response video because they made a response video about this because so many people were like, I can't believe you would do this, blah, blah, blah. But I'll pull up the response video in a second. Making my blind husband think he's in the wrong apartment, crying, laughing emoji.
Oh. Matthew, you left the door open. Oh my God. Matthew?
This is so fucked up to do to someone, but it's so funny.
Matthew!
Yes?
What did you do? What is this?
Lily decorating.
Oh my God! I thought I was in the own apartment again.
Again. This is so devious. I'm looking for the response video that they made to this because so many people were like, this is really fucked up to do to someone who's blind. This is not okay. And the TLDR in the follow-up video that they made was, he said, the TLDR of it was that he said, I have always been concerned that my blindness and my disability would take away from a relationship and that I would have to be coddled and I would be stripping that person of certain pleasures in life. And so it brings me a lot of joy to know that actually my blindness doesn't take away, but it adds to the relationship. And we both get to have fun about it. And we both get to enjoy it. And I don't have to feel like I'm stripping someone from something or I'm being coddled or I'm being treated like a kid because I want to enjoy life too. And I want my partner to enjoy life too. And I don't want them to feel like they have to protect me and treat me with like kids' gloves all the time because I want to enjoy life just like everybody else enjoys life. And it's really sweet. It's really cool. Again, I'm struggling to find the exact video. It's, I have no idea how to find this. I do not save these videos, sadly. But there's a good video where they explain it. And I recommend here's the channel if you guys are interested. Nobody wants to feel like a burden? Exactly. I mean, just in the same way that like benevolent sexism is still sexism. Like being condescending to women and being like, no, you need to be protected. It's still sexism. Oh, thank you, Marianne. It's the same sort of thing here, like coddling someone and treating them like they can't take a joke at all ever. Is benevolent ableism is still ableism. As long as everyone is having fun, what's the problem? There's no problem. But yeah, let me open this. Asking my blind husband if I treat him different because of his disabilities. Or disability.
Differently.
Differently?
Because of your blindness.
Matthew, you don't treat me differently enough.
Like, treat you like a princess?
Exactly, yeah. Just yesterday,
Yeah.
you made me put that whole dresser together with you.
And you did an amazing job.
And you made me use power tools.
No mistakes.
Nobody in my life has ever made me use power tools.
And you loved it.
I mean, it was kind of fun.
This isn't the TikTok where they talk about why he likes the pranks and he has fun with the pranks. But it's sort of the same idea where he appreciates being treated in a non-condescending manner. This was the response video.
Paul, do you like all the pranks that I pull on you?
Good question. Important question. Because you do it a lot.
Yeah. Do they annoy you? Do you get tired
Never
of them?
annoy me. No. Have you ever seen me get angry
Yes.
after a prank?
No.
That's true. I do get angry sometimes, but not when you're pranking me. I remember the very first prank that you ever pulled. Do you remember what it was? I came home, walked in through the front door, couldn't find you until I heard laughter coming from underneath the couch cushions.
Oh, that was the very first one.
That was the first prank. We'd only been dating for a couple months.
What a good intro.
And it made me laugh so hard. And I remember the feeling I had that day. This really amazing, magical feeling that I had. Every other relationship I'd been in, my worry was the disability, that my blindness had a negative impact on the relationship.
Yeah.
And to see that you could have so much fun, my blindness actually enhanced the fun that you could have. And by virtue me, short answer is, please don't ever stop pranking me because...
I promise I never will. Deal.
Deal. Is your hand out? Is it? Was it?
No.
Oh.
Which is like so cute. So anyone here who watched the original one and was like, Denims, like that's fucked up. How are you laughing at this? He tricked his husband into thinking that he was in the right apartment. No, do not stress. Do not stress. They're having fun. No one here is being abused. Just having a good time. It's still so funny that when he drops the keys
Matthew, you left the door open. Oh my god.
Laugh every time at the keys.
Matthew?
I'm so sorry. 30 seconds later.
Yes? What did you do? What is this? A little redecorating. Oh my god! I thought I was in the wrong apartment again!
Oh gosh. The again part kills me. Yeah. Also, he literally starts laughing when he comes back in already. Yeah. And I think, like I said, I think it's important to recognize that benevolent ableism is still ableism. Of course, the most important thing is everyone still having fun? Because the second that he thinks that a prank is not funny, then the prank has gone too far. The joke has gone too far. But if everyone's having fun, then that is good, actually. People who are blind still want to have fun. They still can enjoy a good laugh. And you shouldn't strip them of that in the same way that you shouldn't strip anyone from that. One of my closest friends is deaf, and we constantly pull pranks on him. We'll be talking as a group, and suddenly we'll stop talking, but still move our mouths to make him think that his hearing aid isn't working. He told us he loves this kind of stuff because it makes him feel normal and not coddled. It's fucked up, but it's also really funny. My point with showing this is that you can be an asshole and have it be funny. There is a way to prank your partner. There is a way to make fun of your partner. There is a way to make your partner the butt of the joke without it being hurtful to them, without it being hurtful to everyone else. And it's very obvious that everyone's having a good time and having fun. Whereas in the Nick Merks clip, this isn't really happening. That's not really happening. Like, even the way that he moans and groans about it after.
That's great.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Ladybugs, they kill off other insects.
The ladybugs?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, you're an idiot. Bye.
Jesus Christ. That's great, honey. Jesus Christ, man. That's what we got going on in this shop. You know what I mean? I don't know how. I don't know how it's going over there. But over here. Honey, I'm on stream and you're on speakerphone.
Do you guys see the difference between a joke that people are having fun and a joke that's just kind of like, my wife, am I right or what? I think showing pranks and like showing jokes between, like comparing something like this to other things where someone is being made fun of and we're all kind of laughing and enjoying it. And it's a mean-spirited joke, but it's still funny. You can do that. You can do that. You totally can do that. If this guy can take joy out of like thinking that he was in the wrong apartment, it's not that people can't take a joke. It's that your joke isn't very funny. If it even is a joke. If it even is banter. Now, as you guys know, I said I wanted to indulge people and kind of talk about if it was actually a joke. Personally, I don't really think that it was a joke. And I kind of agree with this sentiment of like, why is it normalized to act like your wife or partner is like a burden? Which I kind of agree with. I think it's weird that there are so many people that think that that's funny. Like Literally, where's the funny? You forgot the funny. And it makes me very happy though, because a lot of male creators and a lot of men have come out and spoken about the clip and said, hey, to any of the men who think that this is okay, you're a fucking idiot and you need to stop. The effing joke is for funny. Oh, thank you, Ableton. So this is like a good example. I don't care if she's calling me about butterflies and ladybugs, you know, damn straight we talking about it because that's what she is excited about. I'm not even hopping on this bandwagon. This shit kind of frustrates me in front of thousands of people as well. And yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about Nick Merks. This is another male creator talking about, I don't know anything about Nick Merks, but what a sad little reaction to have to his wife telling him something she's excited about. Such a dismissive, selfish, belittling response. It sucks. So there's hope. There's hope out there in the world. Not all men. Not that I've ever said all men, but if these dudes can get it, you people are literally incapable of experiencing anything other than misery. And this is exactly why I showed the joke TikToks and the skit TikToks. People know how to have fun. That's just not really fun. Imagine starting a tweet with, I don't know anything about, and then continuing the tweet, you clout chasing white knight little bitch. This is not your business. Likes to fight guy. Okay. Okay. All right. And then this one just has like a slur. Stumpy Goblin, you are an F slur. Every man gets annoyed by their woman. Maybe you should stop acting like a sensitive, emotional, feminine woman, you pussy. So again, like I said earlier, we're not asking for people to be superhuman. You're not going to care about everything your partner does. If you're with someone for a long enough period of time, you guys are going to argue about something. And when I say argue, I don't mean like yell or scream. I mean, get into disagreements. And you're going to have things that annoy you. It's going to happen. It's just the way that it is. It's like that one Black Mirror episode, the dating one, the dating app one, where in the universe, everyone gets given a certain number of dates, and then the system is supposed to pair you with the perfect person for you, but it gives you a set amount of time that you're supposed to date that person. And in one of the dates, this woman starts dating this guy, and this guy has this terrible habit where every time he drinks anything, he does this. And like the first time, she's like, okay. And the second time, she's like, okay. And after like 2 months of this, she's ready to kill him. She's like, I can't stand another minute of this. I can't. There are going to be things that happen in your relationship that make you annoyed. But you can communicate that stuff. You don't just let it fester and be like, I fucking hate when my bitch wife won't stop bothering me. I hate it. No, if you don't want to hear about it, just be polite. Just be polite about it. I'm sorry, honey. I don't mean to be an asshole. I don't mean to be rude. It's very hard for me to engage in the conversations about gardening because I have no idea what to say. I just don't know what to say. But I love you and I care about you. And you tell me if there's anything you want me to do to help you with the garden. That's it. That's all you got to say. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. People are talking like this is like superhuman levels of communication. This is so basic. This is such basic communication. It's not complicated. And then I wanted to pull up one specific tweet that I saw. Let me see if I can find it. I'm even like blanking on what was in the tweet. Fuck. Oh man. Darn it. I'm for gore. There was one that was very cringe. There was one quote tweet or like reply that like was so stupid. Oh, I remember. I'm not sure how many people saw it. If you saw it, maybe you can link it. Actually, I think I bookmarked it because I didn't want people to think that I was endorsing that view. Found it. Imagine being a good man, providing for your family a wealth that most will never obtain, creating a life where your wife can call you while working to express her excitement over her butterfly ladybug garden and then be painted as a man who doesn't love his wife. Society is chalked. And thank you for the gift up to dark. Why do so many men think that like money is a substitute for being not an asshole? Are you going to Stream Awards? Yeah. I am. Yes, he earns money. Yes, she benefits by virtue of being married to him. But guess what? She also raises his kid. She also cleans their house. She also probably cooks their meals. She contributes probably a decent amount. It's going to be hard to be equivalent to the amount of money that a streamer Nick Merks' size is, but she contributes. She also works. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, birthing a child isn't like an easy, fun little activity. She's not like a fucking unpaid intern. Go get me coffee now. Even if you pay the bills, you still should be emotionally available to your partner. Is that so much to ask? Is this the woke liberalism? Am I a woke liberal now? Something brawless wife sandwich not asked for. Is it woke to love your wife, guys? Having money doesn't turn your wife into a bang maid? Yeah. Also, if you have the money that Nick Merks has, he's like almost certainly a millionaire given his size because he gets tens of thousands of viewers. I feel like at that point, what you would be looking for is someone that you genuinely connect with and someone that you genuinely love because money is no longer an issue. I feel like for a lot of people, we have to, for the poors, the rest of us, we have to actually think about our financial futures and we have to like pick people who are on the same sort of paths that we're on and in the same chapters of life that we're on, et cetera, just because you can't maintain a household on one salary that's fucking meager. But I feel like at this level of wealth, I don't care. I don't even give a fuck about any other detail. I just want to marry someone that makes me happy and that I enjoy spending time with. That's all that matters because money is no longer an issue. Maybe he should have someone that brings him joy and happiness. And when they call about their butterfly garden, it's like, that's so sick. I can't wait to see it. Okay, I have to finish.
For all this ad-free viewing and emotes? Glad I can spend the $5 and I'm not poor like bozos in chat.
Not like the brokies in chat. If you a broke boy, just say. I can't believe people got mad at Pokey for that. God. Anyways, Scooters, thank you so much for that 6 months, by the way. Thanks. So that's all. The amount of times I get turned down once people find out that I have a disability and I can't afford anything, yeah. And it sucks because in an ideal world, you should have all of the necessities taken care of. You should be able to get the fact that disabled people people who are on disability cannot get married, otherwise they lose their disability income, is a fucking joke. It's an absolute joke. That shouldn't, we have such an abundance of wealth and food and housing and water. We should not have to worry about these things. You should be able to just get married to someone because you love them and not have to worry about such bullshit. If you work, that's a thing. Yep. If you live off of disability checks because you have a disability, you can't get married because if you get married, the disability income decreases a lot. So you basically lose all of your income and now you have to rely on this other person, which in my opinion, it sucks to have to financially rely on another person, especially financially relying on another person who isn't a millionaire. And even then, you still can end up in situations like with Steven Crowder and his wife. It's just, and it really sucks too, by the way. Like, there's a whole conversation to be had about this. Sweet Anita actually is probably the best person to go and talk about this. Because I didn't know about this. I'm able-bodied and I'm grateful to be able-bodied. And I just didn't know about this world until I started learning about it, streaming, honestly, actually, and getting to know people who do have to deal with disabilities and have to deal with the stress of getting disability checks and making sure that you actually can get them because people can end up in the system for like years before they can even get the disability checks. Garth Burgers, by the way, thank you for the 12 months. It happens in the UK as well. It's fucking stupid. But there are also, how do I explain this? Like chasers? I don't know the exact word, but basically chasers who specifically go after disabled people because they can control them. And the fact that we double down on it by taking away a lot of the disability money that these people get is really fucked up. Yeah, normally chasers in today's day and age is used to describe people who specifically chase trans people, usually trans women. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who chase specifically disabled people because it's I get to coddle them and I get to have full control of their life and they can't go anywhere with me and they won't have money without me, so they'll have to ask me for everything. And I did not know that these people existed, and that's fucking insane. That's insane to me that you are someone, if you deal with any disability that interferes with your life in a like big way, you have to be on the lookout for these fucking people. Which is, it's so fucked up. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. It used to be chubby chasers, but online it's become to mean chasing trans people. Yeah. I mean, the term chaser, as long as you explain what you're specifically talking about, it applies to anyone who is specifically going after a certain type of person for reasons that are maybe not pure. Predator works for this. Yeah, I mean, it's predator. My ex tried to isolate me and do that to me. And it's sad. It's sad that that's how it was with my ex. He told me to quit my job because I was disabled and then got mad when I didn't cook or clean. Yeah. Even as a disabled guy, I've experienced it. Oh, for sure. Listen, okay. Women can be just as predatory as men. Women can be just as predatory. And there are lots of women that would and have and are assholes. That's not. Maybe it's possible. I haven't looked at the exact numbers, apologies, but it's possible that it tends to be more of a thing that happens to disabled women by straight men because of how in modern culture, men are supposed to take care of women. And there are some freaks that take that to mean like this shit that it's not. But women are still women's rights and their wrongs. All right. Sensitive, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you. Did I say lots of women that have assholes? I meant that are, excuse me. My hairdresser has said very casually that people she knows try to baby trap men and it blows my mind. That shit scares me. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. That shit terrifies me. The people that like do the baby trapping stuff, that shit, women and men, that shit is so scary to me. That shit is so scary to me. Like, what has to be wrong inside your brain to do that? For anyone who doesn't know what baby trapping is, it's one person trying to get, sorry, when women do baby trapping, it's basically like, oh, I'm gonna poke a hole in the condom so that I get pregnant, so that this person has to stay with me, and then we can get married. And now they feel like they have to take care of me because we have a kid together. And then the opposite would be men who maybe engage in stealthing, so like removing the condom or something like that, so that the women can get pregnant, so that they feel like they have to stay with him. That's what baby trapping is. And that is fucking crazy. You are an insane person to do that. You're actually clinically insane if you engage in that behavior. What the fuck? What the fuck? I had an ex who did that to a guy and they didn't stay together. It's just not, what type of strategy? God. Friends I had in the military had to watch out for that shit. No, the worst is saying that they're pregnant but they aren't, and then say that they miscarried. That's just next level worse. I think both are pretty fucking bad. Both are pretty fucking bad. The mother of my child stopped taking birth control without telling me. Ah! That is so terrifying. That's so scary. Also, you're going to bring a human being into the world that you created out of spite or out of a method, like a tool. Like the kid was just a means to an end and you don't even care about having a kid. What the fuck? Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't get me wrong. I do things out of spite. But that's more of like, someone will tell me, you can't do this. And I'm like, you fucking watch me. I can, and I will. Not because I want to, but because you're wrong and I'm right, and I can prove it. Watch me. And when I win, I'm going to gloat so hard in your fucking face. I'm gonna do it. You're gonna feel so stupid. I don't care if it takes me a day or a year. I will fucking do it. Do not test me. Use spite for good, a healthy type of spite. I don't create a child out of spite. Worst part is the high likelihood that the child is being brought into a loveless, abusive, or single parent situation that's going to be someone's life. It's fucked up. This guy's so stupid. I love this Nick Merks clip. He's such a lol cow. He is. He's the epitome, in my opinion. Okay, I don't know why we got on this topic, because none of this has anything to do with Nick Merks. None of this has anything. So the TLDR is just, wait, sorry. Before we finish up this topic, there were like one or two more points that I wanted to cover. First was this chat message that I thought was very cool and pog. This happened to me with my partner, and we broke up for a year until I realized she was sharing these things with me because she loves me. Yeah. If your partner is coming to you to talk to you about these things, it's because they love you and they want to share the things that make them happy with you. And if you view that as nagging, then maybe you want to date a rock instead. Maybe a stick. If you don't want your partner to speak to you and bother you, maybe go find an object that doesn't have any sentience. Because it is a compliment to have someone come and talk to you. Even if it's your partner that you've been dating or married to for a decade. The fact that they come to you to talk to you about stuff, it means that they enjoy talking to you and they love you and they love hanging out with you. And you shouldn't take that for granted. The other point that I wanted to make, again, just to be very, very, very clear, I don't like to speculate on people's personal lives if I don't even know them. Because I think that that's weird parasocial behavior. And my entertainment from this clip is exclusively just, this is fucking hilarious that he has no idea how stupid he's making himself look. But I will say, this is the exact behavior that a lot of men, obviously women can engage in it too, but a lot of men engage in. And then when they get a divorce, they're like, I don't understand. Everything was going so well. She finally stopped complaining about everything. She finally stopped yapping. And now she wants to leave just when things were getting good. It's like, no, dude, she stopped yapping and running her mouth because she got tired of being around you because you didn't give her any joy when she came to you to talk about things that made her happy. The divorce did not come out of nowhere. It came out of like years and years and years of apathy and getting checked out. Again, to be very, 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 very clear, I'm not saying that they're going to get divorced. I don't know anything about these people and I don't know anything about their personal lives. All I do know is this is behavior that happens in people who do get divorced. She did not stop nagging you. She did not stop bothering you. She stopped trying. She got tired of trying to engage with you and be friends with you. He did not spark joy. And so we threw him in a volcano, just as Marie Kondo would have loved.